Alright, here we are on a nice windy day in Maine. Springtime, middle of April. Gonna go look for some wild edibles. Well, hopefully we can find some. I'm pretty confident we'll find at least a few. Alright, right off we got some wild strawberries here. They're not fruiting yet, obviously, but good place to keep in mind. I'll have to come back here in a few weeks because there's all kinds of them. All right, what we have here is some cattail shoots. One of my favorite spring edibles. What you want to do with these is kind of dig down a little bit into this muck here. Pull it straight up from the roots. Should come right up, theoretically. There we go. Alright. You basically just peel this stuff back and you have this nice white center that's just awesome. Kind of tastes like celery, I guess. But I like to fry it up in a pan, make kind of like a spaghetti with it. So definitely going to collect a few of these. And right next to here, we have a bunch of wild mint, or a wild spearmint, I think technically. This is awesome. Make some tea with this. So I'm going to collect a bunch of these up and I'll get back with you. Alright, what we got growing here too is some jewelweed sprouts. Little tiny sprouts. These are edible. They're pretty good. Kind of like bean sprouts. But they're kind of a pain to gather because they're so small. It takes forever to get enough for a meal, so I might leave those, I'm not sure. Alright, we got some tiny fiddleheads coming up here too. Unfortunately, not the kind you could eat unless you like being sick. The kind we want don't come up until a little bit later anyways. And I don't think there's any that grow around here. But I do know a few spots that I'm going to hit up in a week or two that should get us some fiddleheads. Alright, looks like we got a lot more cattail shoots over on the other side. The only problem is it's on the other side of this creek, so I'm gonna go up here, see if I can find a place to cross. I think I see one over here. My shoes are already wet, so no big deal if I have to get in the water a little bit, I guess. But it's kind of cold today, and I'd rather not, but I guess this is as good a place as any. Oh, that's cold. Oh, whew. But I still got to cross over here. See, we have a place over here. Not really. Well, actually, here's some rocks I can walk across. All right, nice. We made it. Well, I have to get in the water again anyways to pick these, so whatever, we'll just get wet. See what we can find. do for now. Alright, follow this creek down a little ways and see what else we can find. Maybe I should have crossed back there. Did I get down to that rock? Guess I'll go for it. Time to jump. Ugh. Don't have much footing here, but here we go. Nice. All right. Well, we got some ground raisins. Ooh, look at this. Purple trillium. Oh, these are really good. I'm gonna grab a couple leaves off here. I usually only take 1 or 2 leaves off the flowers just because I don't want to kill the plant. But with this one, there's going to be more, so I'm going to look around and see if I can find some more of those. Here's some more purple trillium, but these are probably too small. I'm going to let these go. I'll come back in a few days and they'll be way bigger. Never fails. It's like someone came down here and dumped a bunch of shingles. I'm just finding shingles like strewn all over the place. Oh, the dump is like right down the road, man. Alright, coming up on a little mud hole. There'll be something there. Some kind of poop. Not really sure what. Kind of looks like bear poop, but it's tiny. Alright, what do we got in here? Anything? Some moose poop. Seen much in here yet. We got some skunk cabbage. Do not want to eat that. And I guess I've heard you can technically eat it if you boil it in like 5 changes of water, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not sure what this is, but it looks familiar. So I'm going to look that up later with my identification app. I took a picture of it, but there's no service here, so I can't find out right now, but I'll let you know later what this is and if it's edible. Alright, let's see what else we can find. Wow, this little brook looks beautiful. Oh, wow, there's a bunch of watercress. Well, that's a pretty big bunch of it. I think I'm going to pick some. Here's some kind of jelly fungus. I forget what it's called, but I'm pretty sure this is edible. I don't know if you'd want to eat it though, it's pretty slimy. Might be good. But I'm not taking any, because I am just not sure about that one. So far, those are the only mushrooms I've found. Pretty much. Keep going, see what else we can find. I try to make it across this brook at some point. Look on the other side. A bunch of partridge berry here. Edible, but not very good. Looks a lot like wintergreen, which also grows in abundance around here, which is a good edible. So if I can find some wintergreen berries, I'll probably take those. But I haven't seen many yet, so we'll see. I think I see a little swampy area over here. So I'm going to try to get across here. This looks like probably the best spot. Without getting too wet. Let's see how it goes. Oh yeah, easy peasy. All right, let's see what we got over here besides skunk cabbage. Some horsetail here. What else we got? Yeah, bunch of skunk cabbage. Got some, what are they called? Rattlesnake plants? Rattlesnake somethings? Don't think they're edible. More skunk cabbage. Too bad this stuff makes you sick, because honestly it looks kind of delicious. Looks like woodpeckers were having a good time in this tree. Holy moly. I get some wintergreen here, but no berries. See, it's mixed in with these partridge berries. Can be hard to tell the difference. Alright, here's a wintergreen berry. Whole big patch of wintergreen. One berry. A giant patch, I mean, it's all over. I don't see any berries. Just this one. So I'm gonna eat it. Minty. Oh. Here's a partridge berry. Old one. This has been chewed on by something. Oh. Here's a better example. You can tell it's a partridge berry because it has these two little dots on the bottom here. And wintergreen berries do not. I don't know if you can see that, but two little divots on the bottom there. And they don't taste that great. They're full of hard seeds, and I mean, they don't taste bad. They just taste like nothing, so it'd be a good survival food, I guess. Alright, there's one more spot I want to check. I know for a fact that there'll be stinging nettles, so you can grab some of those. And hopefully there's some Japanese knotweed coming up. I call it the Japanese knotweed forest because there's just a huge patch of it over here. But I don't know if it's come up yet. I came down here about a week ago and it was not quite poking up through the ground yet, but it grows really fast and it should be growing at this point. But we'll see. If we can get some of those, that would be awesome because I love that stuff. It tastes a lot like rhubarb. So what I'll do is I'll substitute it in a strawberry rhubarb pie. And it makes awesome strawberry rhubarb pie. And this is why I call it the knotweed forest. Just so much knotweed here. Doesn't look like any's growing yet. Anything. Let's dig in here a little bit and see if we can find any popping up. Oh, here's a little nub. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of little nubs here. It's not quite ready yet. To give that a few more days. Yeah, I don't see any really yet. Oh, what's this? Oh. There's a little one. Oh, okay. There are a few little tiny ones coming up. These are tiny, but you can definitely eat these. Okay, there's some bigger ones here. Maybe a bit bigger. Not really. Well, over here there seem to be a little bit more. All right. I'll collect a few of these and I'll get back to you. Okay. Over here seem to be some perfect size ones. Nice. Yeah, that's more like it. Alright, we've got some burdock growing here. Bunch. Not sure if you can eat the leaves, but you can dig up the roots. They're like a starchy, potato-like tuber. They're pretty good. But I'm not going to grab any of those today. Right here, a bunch of stinging nettles. And I am going to grab me a bunch right now. When they're young like this, you don't really have to worry about getting stung. can just grab right onto them. They're not going to hurt you. Really. You just pick off the tops like this. And I think they're best when they're this size. Right here. Alright, what we got here. We got our cattail shoots, stinging nettles, Japanese knotweed, tiny bit of watercress, and our spearmint. So I'm going to start cleaning some of these cattails. So what you want to do is get the dirt off, and then just want to peel back this outer layer here. Get to this white fleshy part. Take that off. That off. I'll take one more layer off. This is really the part we want down here. Very good. You can eat these raw. They're pretty good. But I like to saute them up. But yeah, that's good. And it starts to get tough up in this area here, so I don't really want to eat that, but just keep peeling back the layers. And just toss the rest. Alright. Toss these in the water and clean them up a little. Take this outer part out. That's a good one. So we'll cut that right there. All right, so this is what we got. This one off a little bit better. As you can see, there is quite a bit of waste, but throw this right in your compost pile if you're so inclined to do so. But yeah, this will make a good addition to a stir fry. I'm going to dump this water and give those another bath. Alright, we'll wash off this little bit of watercress. This will go good. Alright, now we got all this stinging nettle I'm going to wash off. Just a little dunk. Push it around. It's pretty clean already, so let's get all the sticks and stuff out of it. Squeeze all the water out. That's going to make a good stir fry. Alright. This is the Japanese knotweed. I don't think I'm going to put that in a stir fry because that might be kind of weird. It's almost got like a sour apple type taste to it, so I just gotta let those soak for a little bit. Next we will wash off the spearmint and make a drink. I'm gonna get some water boiling and get that steeping. Alright, I'm gonna throw all this stuff in a bag so it doesn't blow away. Do this much for stir fry, or that'll cook down a lot. We'll just throw all of it in there. Brr. Windy and cold. Alright. That's there for now. Alright, so we'll just throw some of this spearmint down the bottom of the cup. We got some almost boiling water. Don't want it fully boiling, just almost boiling. And we'll see if I can actually get this in the cup. It's in a pot because I can't find my tea kettle. So I got my redneck tea kettle. Alright, let's see how much I spill. Not too bad. Alright, I want to let that steep for a few minutes. And we'll come back and give it a taste. Alright, this has been steeping for 5 or 10 minutes. So I'm just going to put it in this little bit more festive of a cup here that my wife made instead of this lovely tacky Merry Christmas mug. So we'll see if we can pour this in here without spilling it. Well, got a few in there, that's alright. Go. Put some fresh ones on top for a garnish. Got a little debris in there, but that's alright. Alright. See how this tastes. Water didn't change color too much, but oh, it's very minty. Probably use a little bit of sugar, but I like it as is. Oh, it's minty. Very minty. A little bit bitter. I think that's probably the stems. See how the leaves taste. Oh, that's better. Yeah, that's nice. It's even better chilled as like an iced tea. Mix it half and half, an iced tea, I bet would be really good. Well, I'm going to make up a little stir fry with the stinging nettles, the cattail, and watercress. And I think I'm going to save the Japanese knotweed for another time. Maybe make a pie out of it. Maybe we can go back and get some of those strawberries. But maybe I'll just buy some because a lot of times the strawberries are gone. By the time I get to them, turkeys and deer and all the animals have already gotten to them. It's getting windy and chilly, so I'm gonna head in. Alright, got some butter melted in the pan. With some salt and pepper. We'll throw in vegetables. We got stinging nettle, cattail shoots, some watercress, and I got some black trumpet mushrooms and yellowfoot chanterelle mushrooms from last year. And we're just going to saute this up. Alright, that looks about done. Yeah. Alright. See how this tastes. Looks good. A little bit of stinging nettle. Oh. Basically tastes like spinach, except a little different. I feel like a mix between spinach and asparagus. Mushroom. See how this cattail came out? Oh yeah, that's real good. Oh, yeah, it's so much better cooked. With a little bit of everything. Oh, good. Throw some meat in there, and that'd be a real good stir fry. Or keep it like this, it's really good. Vegan, except the butter, but you can use olive oil. And my pink bowl even matches the glass. Alright. I'm going to finish this. I'll catch you next time. Hey, little buddy. Don't worry, I'm not going to hurt you. Big guy. Alright. So right here we have wild spearmint. I like to collect this in the spring when it's smaller, but if you just grab the tips, they're still pretty tender, and you can make a nice tea with these. Also right here, some cattail. You can see right up there the cattail flower. You can actually grab that and take a paper bag and dump it upside down, and you can get all the flour, and you can make like pancakes and stuff with it. We do have a bunch of jewelweed here, which again is better in the spring. But I'm going to collect some of this spearmint, and then we'll move on and see what else we can find. Alright, right here we have Indian cucumber. So I'll grab myself a digging stick. I'm going to dig up this tubers. what you get is this little tuber here. It's kind of the cross between a cucumber and a radish. They're pretty good, but kind of a pain to get, so I think I might just dig up a couple of these and call it good. All right, right here we have some violets. They're past flowering, but you can still eat the leaves. They are a little bit bitter when they're this big, but you can still throw them in a salad and they're still pretty good. We have a little mushroom. I believe this is kind of russula. Not exactly sure, but I'm going to take this home and see if I can identify it. We have some partridge berries. Edible technically, but pretty much flavorless and full of seeds. They look pretty similar to wintergreen, except they had these two little dots on the bottom of them. I don't know if you can see that, but that's how you tell the difference. And when you bite into them, it tastes like nothing. And we got some kind of waxy cap, I think. I thought it was a little chanterelle, but nope. These might be edible, I'm not sure, but let me put that back. Here looks like another russula, a little baby one. This guy's been eaten. Right next to it, we have some ghost pipes. A lot of people think these are mushrooms, but they're actually plants. A parasitic plant, I believe, but they don't use chlorophyll. And they grow all over the place around here. Not really edible, but medicinal. Alright, this is plantain. Broadleaf plantain. These are a really good source of fiber. Now, all of these are kind of on a footpath, so I don't think I want to take any, but well, let's look around, see if we can find any. Alright, right here we have some white clover. It's basically been out in the sun too long and burnt to a crisp, but right next to it looks very similar. Just a little bit of it. It's wood sorrel. Tell the difference because the leaves on wood sorrel are heart-shaped. Here are some leaves. Clover. So have some red clover. Yeah, I'll pick one of these. These are mostly gone by, but let's see if we can throw a few in. All right, right here we have St. John's wort. Again, not edible, but medicinal. One lonely one. I don't see any more. All right, here's another one. Relative of the wood sorrel, and the sheep sorrel. These have a sour apple taste to them. They're really good mixed in a salad. It's another awesome one, daylilies. You can grab these unopened buds and cook them up like green beans. You don't even want to eat them raw though. They cause throat irritation and burning in your throat. And I know this because it's happened to me before, so make sure you cook them. Here's another one, blackberries, but they're not ripe yet. They'll be another few weeks to a month. Probably wouldn't pick these anyways because they're surrounded by poison ivy, so You don't want to be eating poison ivy. What's this? I don't know what these are. I will have to look these up when I get home. Oh, cool. And here's another good one. Staghorn sumac. You can basically take all these berries off and soak them in water and they make a type of lemonade. It's actually really good. My daughter loves it. A lot of people think that they're poisonous because they've heard of poison sumac, but they're a totally different plant. And these ones are perfectly edible. Alright, it's been a couple days, so some of these are a little bit wilted, but here's some of the plants I picked a couple days ago. Right here we have purple violet leaves. We have a few Indian cucumber, spearmint, a little tiny bit of wood sorrel, some purple violets, daylilies, sumac, and sheep sorrel. Alright, hello everyone. I am out in the woods in western Maine. We're looking for mushrooms today. Hopefully we'll find some chanterelles, hedgehog mushrooms, black trumpet mushrooms, maybe some chicken of the woods. That would be cool. I don't know about the black trumpet mushrooms because all that I've found so far are pretty much gone by for some reason. I guess probably because of all the rain. Got like the wettest summer that I can remember. Pretty much all July just rained. August just rained. The black trumpets came out super early, like July. Last year I was finding them until November and they were still good, but I came out a couple weeks ago and all of my spots from last year had some, but they were mostly all rotten, which is a bummer because I found like 10 pounds of them last year and I've probably found less than a pound so far this year. But who knows, maybe we'll find a spot that they're still good. But I have found a bunch of hedgehog mushrooms. And I bet there's a bunch more in my secret spot that I found a few days ago. I didn't have a whole lot of time to explore down there, but I still found probably 3 pounds, and I'm pretty sure there's more, so we're gonna go check there. The winter chanterelles, yellowfoot chanterelles are in abundance right now, so I'm sure we'll find some of those. With my trusty sidekick, the Chewiener dog. She's gonna help me hunt for mushrooms today. And yeah, we'll see what we can find. All right, well, it looks like we have a bunch of black trumpets coming up here. Kind of brownish color, but these are definitely black trumpets. And there's a bunch of them. So that's awesome. They're just starting to come up, so they're really small. So I think I'm gonna wait and come back in a few days and collect these if Gadget doesn't knock them all over. But that's really awesome because I was here like 2 days ago and these weren't up yet, so that's awesome. So these woods last year, everywhere here was just covered with them. So I guess maybe this summer there was just like a like that was a first flush for them or something, and these ones just don't come up until fall. So yeah, we'll come back in a couple days and collect these, and we'll continue our search for something else. Come on, Gadget. I just jumped a deer. Gadget, come on. Now the dog's after it. Gadget, come on. Come on. Let's go. Leave him alone. Gadget, come on. Gadget. Come on. She thinks she's taking down a deer, then she's more delusional than I thought. Come on. Let's go. Looked like a pretty nice buck, actually. I also saw the biggest bear I've ever seen in my life right around here last year. Yeah, it was huge. I didn't get a really good look at it because he was running away like they usually are. But the thing was massive. I mean, it looked like bent over, it was as tall as me. So that was pretty cool. And I know someone was baiting out in the woods here last year too, so that could be why. But there's all kinds of black bear around here. I see sign everywhere. They're just full. You just hardly ever see them because they're so skittish. That would definitely be cool if we saw one today. I doubt it with her running around like this and me talking, but it'd still be pretty cool. A couple little puff balls down here. I'm gonna leave those. So I'm gonna cut into the woods here in a minute. Kind of sucks, everything's still soaking wet because it rained last night. My feet are already soaked and the rest of me is probably gonna get soaked, but that's all right. Where I like to look is along some of these little wet areas in the woods here, near some of these little streams. I found that near the big river, there's a big river back here, and I usually don't find a whole lot of mushrooms around that, but the little inlets and outlets and stuff like that, little mountain streams around those areas where I'm going to find most of the mushrooms. The yellowfoot chanterelles, they love to grow around there. Golden chanterelles. The black trumpets love that area. And in the woods a little bit more drier areas is where we're going to find some hedgehogs. So I'm going to cut into the woods here in just a few minutes, get off the trail. I'll catch up with you. Alright, so here's a big clump of yellowfoot chanterelles. You'll usually find them in big clumps like this. Unlike golden chanterelles. They look a little bit different, but you can tell it's a chanterelle. It's got these folds and ridges instead of gills underneath. It's got this wavy cap. This is like 2 or 3 of them growing together, but yeah, it's got this yellow stem, yellow cap, and you break into it. Kind of breaks apart like string cheese, like a golden chanterelle. But also inside the stem is going to be yellow, not white, like a golden chanterelle. Alright, so I think I'm going to pick a few of these. They look like they're still good. And look around, because usually if you find a clump like this, there's going to be a lot more around, so I'll catch up with you later after I pick some of these. Alright, so in here, looks like a good spot to look for yellowfoots and hedgehogs. These kind of swampy areas, evergreen, and I haven't seen any yet, but this is definitely a good spot to look. So I just found this, just basically the stem and a little bit of the cap left. It looks like an animal ate it, but this is a hedgehog mushroom, so there should be more here. Usually when you find one, there'll be a bunch more. I don't know if you can see it here. I'll try to get a better example, but these hedgehog mushrooms have little spines on the bottom instead of gills. So they're really easy to identify. They're very good beginner mushroom, and they taste really good. They're actually my favorite out of all the ones I find. Usually, they're actually part of the chanterelle family. So really, all the ones that I'm looking for today, the black trumpets, the yellowfoot chanterelles, the hedgehogs, they're all chanterelles technically. So you're generally going to find them in kind of the same areas. So here's a bunch of witch's butter. That's growing everywhere. All right, so I'm going to look around for some hedgehogs. So here's a real small one. If you can see those spines under there. Not really focusing, but the cap's kind of this creamy yellow color. It gets kind of more red when they get bigger. But just found a little clump of these small ones. I'm gonna leave these because honestly not really worth picking. So we'll look for some bigger ones. I found some real big ones the other day, about the size of my fist, so I'm gonna look for some of those. Those are really good. I take the big ones and I fry them up just like a portobello. I'll just throw it in a frying pan and make a little hedgehog portobello sandwich, and they're really good that way. So hopefully we can find some big ones around here. All right, so this is exactly what I'm looking for. Oh man, it's rotten. Ah, that's too bad. Look at that though. That is a nice big hedgehog mushroom. But, I mean, some of this is probably still good, but I guess I'm going to leave it. That's disappointing, but I'm sure we'll find more. Alright, looks like it's going to start getting pretty dense through here. I'm going to check it out anyways. Just going to follow this game trail down here. See what I can find. Probably going to get soaking wet, but that's alright. Just heard a coyote howling. I'm gonna have to watch out for the dog. Gadget! Don't want her to get into a fight with coyotes because she'll probably lose. A few years ago, my brother's dog got attacked by, we think, 2 coyotes. He defended himself pretty good. He got away, but they ended up dislocating his tail, and Now his tail's all bent weird, and he was pretty scarred up, and yeah, that was a scary experience. But he made it. He's a tough little dog. He's not really that much bigger than Gadget, so it's pretty impressive that he fought off 2 coyotes. Anyways, I'm gonna head into this mixed hardwood forest, see what I can find there. Hopefully we'll find some hedgehogs or some black trumpets. This is the place where you'll find black trumpets and mixed hardwood, oak. The mycorrhizal, I believe, so they grow in association with oak trees. So we'll look around these oak trees in some mossy areas around the oak trees. You find them a lot. Some little tiny hedgehogs growing. That's a good sign. I just made it into this little swampy area here, so hopefully we find something soon. I just found this nice little hedgehog. So we'll take that with us. It's the only one I see around, but hopefully we'll find another one. Alright, that looks like it might be a big hedgehog. I'm going to go around the other side here. Check it out. It's still good, that's the question. Yeah, I mean, I think that's still good. A little bit soft there, but I think that's a keeper. Nice. Finally. Oh, I see another one right over here. A little small one. Get it, move. Or is it? Maybe it's not. Guess he gills, maybe. Oh, wait. No, it is. Nice. Alright. Alright, so we got, oh, some over there too. Found a whole big patch of them. Well, decent patch. These are primo. Yeah. Oh man, there's a bunch of them here. Finally found a decent amount. Got one right here. That's a decent one. I just like to scrape all the dirty parts off before I put them in a bag. It just makes it easier for cleaning. And I see a couple real big ones over here. Yeah, there we go. All right, it's a decent handful right in this one spot. I'm gonna keep looking around here because I bet there's probably more. Just flushed a grouse in through here. I'll walk up here and see if I can flush them again. So a lot of times they'll just fly, 20 feet and then land and try to hide. Where'd he go? He went up here, I know that. Here's the trail. Where'd he go? Well, I guess maybe it's gone. Go find that partridge. Won't get it. Find a grouse. Just flushed it again. Gadget. Anyways, that's a good sign. Oh, here's a chanterelle. Just one. Cool. Oh, I see another one. And another one. Oh yeah, there's a few here. Okay. So I'm on this game trail. I'm noticing a bunch of these poplar trees. These little saplings are snapped off at the top, like a bunch of them. I saw a bunch of moose shits, so I'm pretty sure there's a moose walking through here. So I don't know if they eat the tops of these. It looks like it. Oh, they're just snapped over, which is weird. Something that happened when he was walking through. Maybe his antlers split him off with his antlers. I don't know. It's pretty cool. Well, just made it back out to the trail, so I'm gonna head home. And we'll open up this bag and see what we got. I think it's gonna be a pretty good haul. Alright, so we're back at the house now. And I just laid out this paper bag. We're gonna empty this bag out and see what we got. Get out of here, bee. Not bad. Man, some of these are real dirty. Honestly. They don't look great, some of these, but all this hair got in there, that's gross. Alright, well, not bad for a couple hours. So you can see some of these hedgehogs definitely past their prime. That one's pretty much disgusting. Alright, we'll throw that one away. I think some of these I can just cut around the real rotten spots and keep most of them. These are yellowfoot chanterelles. They're in the same bag as the hedgehog mushrooms, so there's a bunch of like the little spines that came off the hedgehogs. They're now covering these, but these are pretty clean. I tried to clean them up the best I could before I picked them, but some of these caps are just, honestly, that's really spongy, and I don't know if I want to eat that one anyways, but well, I'll clean these up, and there's definitely enough for dinner, and I don't know, maybe I'll just put these in the dehydrator, because I've been having mushrooms every night for like, or you know, a few nights a week for like a couple weeks now, and maybe I'll just save these ones for winter, add to my collection. Alright, so I think I'm just going to put these in the dehydrator. All these yellowfoot chanterelles anyways. What I like to do is just split them down the middle, and clean up as much dirt as you can. And you know, sometimes bugs like to hang out in here, so I just kind of split them down the middle and lay them in there. Even these smaller ones, see, there's a little bit of dirt in there. That one's nasty. Some of these are definitely past their prime, but most of them are good. Yeah, so I just peel them in half, clean them out best I can, and lay them in here in a single row. Let the dehydrator do what it does overnight. Tomorrow morning, I'll have a bunch of dried mushrooms. So we got one tray with the yellowfoot chanterelles. I have all these hedgehogs over here. Oops. I have all these hedgehogs over here. I think I'm gonna make marinated mushrooms with these. I already have some going, and I already have a bunch of dry ones, so I think I'm gonna make marinated mushrooms. So I'm gonna clean all these up the best I can, and then I'll show you how I do that. So I'll clean these off pretty much to the best of my ability and cut off some of the it's a little bit rot right there, some of the rotten spots where I can. I'm just going to cut these into chunks and give them a rinse. And then I'm going to start cooking them. Just, you know, 1-inch square pieces, something like that. Big one. There's a lot of little pine needles and little tiny bits of dirt and stuff that I couldn't really get off, so I'm gonna run them under some water and see if I can get the last of that little bit of gunk off them. And I'm just roughly chopping these into pieces. I want them fairly good size. Keep that one whole. These make really great marinated mushrooms. Alright. Alright, so I got my mushrooms here. Rinsed them off, let them drain a little bit. Got them as clean as I could. I got a pan on medium heat here. I'm just going to throw these in, no oil or anything, just right into a dry pan. And we're going to cook these until the water disappears. So once these start heating up, all the water is going to come out of these mushrooms. And when there's no more water coming out of them in the pan, then they're done. So we'll let those cook up for a little bit, and we'll be back. Alright, it's been a couple minutes, and wow, look at all that water in there. Yeah, usually there isn't this much water, but since I rinsed them off first, I think. So I'm gonna dump some of this out in the sink. Alright. Yeah, we'll let these go for another few minutes until all this water's gone and evaporated. Then we'll come back and put the marinade in. Alright, so all the water's evaporated. These are cooked. You don't want to overcook them. You don't want them mushy. You want them to have like that mushroom consistency. Nice firm, meaty consistency. So what I do now is just shut off the heat, and I'll throw in my marinade, which is just this Hannaford Italian dressing. You can go fancy with it if you want. Make your own, or I'm not going to do that because this is what I have on hand. I'm just going to use the rest, I guess. Now I'm just going to leave it on the burner so these mushrooms absorb some of this. And then we'll put them in the refrigerator. Alright, these have cooled down quite a bit, so I'm just going to add them to this jar of mushrooms from my test batch from a couple days ago that have been in the fridge. This might be kind of difficult, but I'll give it my best shot without spilling it everywhere. Oh, it's not going great. Well, we spilled a little bit. I think it did all right. All right, so we got a nice half a jar of marinated mushrooms now. I'm just going to leave these in the fridge. You could can them if you wanted to, but these will be eaten pretty soon. They'll last a few weeks in the fridge. So yeah, I'm going to let this kind of it's still a little warm, so I'm going to let it cool off completely on the counter, wipe off these sides, and we'll have some good marinated mushrooms.